Thank you very much for having us on this media chat, and compliments of the season.
You're very welcome, and thank you very much for me. Thank you to all of you. I wish you the best of the season, and glad to be here.
Thank you, sir. With your kind leave, I would like to introduce members of the panel. I'm the moderator, and my name is Ruben Abati from Arise News Television and This Day newspaper. To my immediate right is Maokwe Ogun Yusuf from Channels Television. Next to her is Nnamdi Odipo from Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. Then across the room, directly in front of me, we have Umar Farouk from Voice of America, VOA. Next to him is Azubike Ishekwene, Managing Director, Leadership Newspaper. And then sitting directly in front of me is Ruth Olurumbi. Ruth Olurumbi is with Bloomberg News. And then last but not the least, Babajide Kolade Otitoju from TV Continental, TVC. Well, Mr. President, let's start by commiserating with you and the people of Nigeria on the recent tragedy in Ibadan, Anambra, and also the Federal Capital Territory, in which quite a number of people, about 65 persons in total, including children, lost their lives as a result of what is called palliatives distribution stampede. Quite unfortunate. We commiserate with you and the people of Nigeria. But what is the guarantee that the next Christmas and the New Year will be better for Nigerians? What is the guarantee that the average Nigerian will be happier by this time next year than he or she is at this moment?
Thank you very much. It's a very serious and mixed feeling for all of us to lose loved ones, children, particularly in Oyo State, Ibadan, then followed by various other reports. But are we looking at it from organizers' point of view? Or are you looking at it from the goodwill gesture of the people trying to give out whatever they have ancestral? And it's very sad that people are not well organized. We just have to be more disciplined in our society. Okay. Condolences to those who lost the family members. But it is good to give. I have been given out foodstuffs, commodities, including envelopes and body loan for the last 25 years. I've never experienced this kind of incident because we are organized, prone to discipline, and if you know you don't have enough to give, don't attempt to even give or publicize it. Is the question. Now, every society, even in America, they have food banks. They have hungry people. In Britain, they have food bank. They have warehouses. They are organized. They take tokens to be in line and take turns to to collect. It's unfortunate. We just have to. It's a reflection in our bus stops where we don't even want to be on queue before we rush into the vehicle. It is very sad, but we continue to learn from our mistakes. To me, I see this as a very grave error on the part of the organizers. But things are improving. It doesn't kill our happiness for this season. It should be. We should just get on with it.
Mr. President, we must admit, though, that things have been pretty tough this year for many households. And they, perhaps on the back of the reforms that you have also admitted, have been quite tough on Nigerians. With benefit of hindsight, do you think that perhaps you could have phased the removal of subsidy on fuel and the harmonization of forex rates? Or do you think that you could have withheld it until there was a contingency plan in place?
What's contingency? Where is it? We were spending our future. We are spending our generations' fortunes. We were not investing.
But are we
are just deceiving ourselves. That reform is necessary. I could see the smugglers fighting back. That one doesn't affect me. It affects smuggling. Why should you have expenditures that you don't have revenue for? I don't want to question people with a 5 limousine type of vehicles on the roads. Well, we should teach management with all our programs. We have to manage our resources within our means. There's no way out that you give out fuel and allow all the entire neighboring countries as Father Christmas. I don't have any regret whatsoever removing the subsidy. It is necessary. We cannot spend our future generations' investment upfront.
But do you think it should have been phased, done in bits and
pieces? It is part of the fear that is unnecessary. Phased, no matter how you cut it or you slice it in segments, you still have to meet the bills. So, cut your coat strictly to your size. It's what we must manage. Management is the issue. And we have no choice but to pull the handbrake. Otherwise, we are headed for slippery slopes that could result in financial disaster for not just for us, but our children and grandchildren. Where is the inheritance? Where is the pathway for prosperity?
You've already prospected into the next fiscal year with the presentation of the budget of restoration, and congratulations on that. But Mr. President, what people are more concerned about is the issue of debt servicing. It exceeds education, health, and infrastructure combined. So a lot of people are wondering, especially critics of your budget, I'm sure you're aware of that, are wondering how you intend to close the budget deficit and balance that against the likelihood of more borrowing in the new year, or rather in 2025, for perhaps capital projects?
Borrowing is not criminal. We have been coming from mismatch of our needs. We have a serious infrastructural deficit. If you don't put money on the long-term matching project, long-term basis, we don't have the short-term to manage a long-term business. It's a mismatch. That's one. Yes, we have headed the wrong road in the past. I don't want to look at that. I want to think about prosperity for our country. I want to think about tomorrow, today. What is the element of this borrowing? Capital project. Our roads are terrible. Our internet is not up to the level that we want as a technology-driven nation. We are still indebted in electricity and deficient in power generation. How do you slice it? You have to take it with the two hands and brace up for a very, very strong, push. It's like a pregnant woman. There's big expectation and big contraction and labor pain. You go through it, the baby is born, you are happy. If that baby is alive, you have the joy of birth. And that is what we are working at. It's not just because we want to inflict pain on anybody. No, it's because we share the same value. We want this country to grow. There's no other way out of it unless we invest in our today